Hi, I'm Jenny from the plot, and this is my allotment. Welcome to my lady garden.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from. I'm down to earth.
This is my last video that I'm going to do this year. I'm going to take a little break from the allotment for a couple of weeks over Christmas. So for this last one, I've got a few pottering jobs that I need to do. Obviously, the brassica net has come off again. So I'm going to do that and have a go at fixing my greenhouse with coat hangers, which you may or may not see depending on how disastrous it is. And then last of all, I need to sow some onions because everybody seems to be sowing onions. So I'm going to do that too. Okay, so my antlers are officially dead. But I've done a few bits. I've tidied up the brassicas. They were looking pretty sorry for themselves. The garlic's still growing. The green manure is growing. Let me know when I should take the cover off because it's definitely growing. I think it looks like it might be the clover, but I don't know. I've topped up the compost heap and I'm going to have to go and face that blooming greenhouse roof now, aren't I? As I fill my loo rolls with compost and plant some onion seeds, I've got 4 different types. I will show you my different types of onion seeds. So we've got I don't know how to pronounce that. We've got those ones that I got free from Kitchen Garden magazine. We've got some red ones. And we've got some generic ones that doesn't even tell me what type they are. And we've got some Bedfordshire Champion. So I'm going to sow them, I'm going to label them up, and while I'm doing that, I thought I could while I'm doing that, I thought I could tell you a little bit about my origin story, i.e. how I got into gardening and why I love it so much, because that's what really, really interests me about other allotment holders. So yeah, my dad, I vaguely remember growing a few things. I think he grew gooseberries at one point, which I absolutely turned my nose up at. Sorry, Mum and Dad. I was a bit of a character as a child. Well, I still am, I suppose. Yeah, so I didn't really have a background in gardening at all. Now, when me and my husband moved into our flat, we had a shared garden. And again, we would just kind of walk past it, not really look at it, and let the neighbours get on and do it. And then we got a lovely neighbour called Neil, who loved gardening. And he transformed our tiny little shared garden, which is a really awkward shape. It has little slopes and it has little narrow bits and wild bits, and there's a bindweed problem. He transformed it into something really beautiful and became a very, very good friend. Now, when I became self-employed, Neil noticed that I had a lot of time on my hands. And so one day he asked me if I wanted to give him a hand in the garden. He'd do a bit of weeding. I think we planted some wildflowers, and it was lovely. It was lovely to be busy with something that wasn't work. And I became self-employed because my hobby that I was absolutely passionate about became my job. And when your hobby becomes your job, well, then it's your job and you don't have a hobby anymore. So I felt like I was missing something, and you really need something that's not work, something that just takes you out of your head. And that's what gardening became for me, I think. And it was a nice thing to share with Neil, and he taught me so much. Things like, just bung it in the ground. What's the worst that can happen? The plant will die, you pull it up and you try something else. There's no rights or wrongs. And I really loved that attitude, that it was the garden's like a safe space where you can make as many mistakes as you like, and it doesn't matter too much. And when you have a success, when something grows well, it's the most incredible feeling. So our lovely neighbour Neil passed away a couple of years ago. Very sadly, it still feels recent. I feel like he left a huge Neil-shaped hole in my life. And after that, I felt responsible for looking after the garden for him in a way. And my husband noticed how much I was enjoying growing things in the garden, trying some runner beans and some beetroot and some carrots and strawberries. And as a Christmas present last year, my husband put my name down for this plot. And I can honestly say it was the best Christmas present I've ever had in my life. My seeds are sown, my phone's running out of battery. So this is Jenny from the plot wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Have a lovely, lovely time, and I'll see you in the new year. Take care. Bye.